Good evening, one and all. Hope you're all well. Hope you're doing good, really good. So let's kick off the show with a reminder of your little Christmas tree competition.
Feliz Natal, crianças!
There you go, just for fun. There's still time for you to get your Christmas tree pictures sent over to us from your hometown.
And that's just to be clear. Sorry, Grim. I'm a little bit hard of hearing sometimes. Did you say you wanted your Christmas bitches sent over?
Close.
Sorry.
Close, but no cigar this time.
Just said you wanted some Christmas bitches sent over. You know, it's like
look. I know you're hard of hearing, right? But that is not my problem. You know, it's a you problem, that. And I did say pictures.
Pictures, okay. All right. So any pictures, send them to Grim. Any pictures
of any Christmas bitch. I mean trees.
Send your pictures to me, not your pictures. Send the pictures to Grim.
Yeah, that's right. You want the bitches.
I want the bitches.
But, me, I just need
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Pictures of your local Christmas trees, supplied by, of course, your local authorities. So you could be bitches. Depends on how you want to look at it, you know. Yeah, it's just one of those things, you know what I mean? Yeah. All I can say is thank God it's almost over with.
Started.
For the whole of Christmas, you know what I mean?
We ain't even started,
I'm just saying hi to everybody who's in the chat. You know, there's quite a few people who would probably benefit from sending me their Christmas bitches because you know they get all the trolls. But I've told you before, folks, you look after your trolls, you feed them. You make sure that they're warm, and every single night you tuck them up underneath the bridge, you know, and that way you can't go too far. Anyway, talking to bitches, right? Bitching. Hey, it's fake Mike, real news.
Yes, the bitch. What's happening, my bitches?
There you go. There you are.
I love the juxtaposition of the Grim Reaper with delicate individual snowflakes. It's very, very seasonal. I appreciate it. How you doing?
I've got to do something, allegedly.
Gotta get festive, man. Hell yeah.
Festive? Listen, on what are you doing on Christmas Day? You're either going to be working, you'll be spending time with your family. Me, I'm going to be doing what I usually do, except I'll probably do it on Rumble because it's safe.
Well, it's always good to play the safe bet, man. You know, it's all about survival.
Yeah. Yes, of course, it's allegedly. Talking of allegedly, there's a very tall young person hanging around in the chat who's just come in and said good evening to everyone, and that's, of course, Susan. Susan is so tall, right? He missed getting into the panto this year. Only by an inch, allegedly.
Allegedly.
But I'm not going to start on the dwarf jokes. Well, I might do. Twist me arm. Yes, folks, it's the Friday before it's all over with. I say that because come the 26th, you can all go back to being your normal selves, and you don't have to be so nice.
That's right.
You know. Whereas me, I'm the same regardless, whatever time of the year it is. You know, we've got some new people coming in. So hello to all of you, and to all the regulars who come in. I nearly said old people, you know, which would be very wrong to say the least. But well done. Thank you for coming in, all of you. I think I've said hello to all. I think I could be wrong. It's great to see Purple Phoenix in. Thank you for dropping by. It's rare that you see that I'm live, or I'm live at the same time when you're not, because we cross over so many times. Good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to everybody else. I don't know whether anybody saw the upload that I put up earlier on, to do with for the record, when he got charged for criminal trespass and a brand new charge that I've never heard of before, criminal nuisance, only in America, folks. And him and Four Corner Fist in the Air went to the Indian reservation, the Nabro. Can't say it. Still can't say it. Anyway, it's up there. But he got, for the record, got arrested. Ended up being charged, as I say, with these two crimes. However, there's a question mark over a couple of things, like he wasn't told he was being arrested. He was just bundled into the back of a police car. But hopefully that'll get dropped eventually when the prosecutors realise, oops, we've made a mistake. But yes, Brandon, it's all bogus crimes. We did have Fake Mike, but he's dropped. But like,
he's at work, so he might.
He keeps dropping. I know, but he's not American. It's Australian, because he's like a bloody boomerang. He keeps coming back. Oh God.
He's got to be a version.
But anyway, please go and have a look at that video. I have condensed it as much as possible, but the last part of it, which is what I've put together, the whole video totals nearly 50 minutes, but you do need to watch it from beginning to end to get a full understanding, because at no point were they actually told that they were trespassing until the police had arrived and decided that they were going to arrest them on
they literally solicited a trespass.
Yeah, but it's very strange for
was it the police?
I don't want to give too much away. There's a sit-down meeting, and the leader of the public building agrees it is a public building, but because they didn't sign in and didn't surrender their Fourth Amendment rights, that's when they were told that they shouldn't be there, not that they were trespassing. But please watch it. It's you can do an eyes on the audit on it and put it out there.
I think we should
on that one. But we could do that on the 25th, I suppose. But the more people get eyes on it, and the more support that gets over to for the record, the better. But yeah, Anyway, what you been up to, Fake Mike?
Well, last night I did an expose on auditing America, which is fairly interesting and is still making the rounds. But besides that, I'm moving forward past that. I said my piece. Anybody wants to go check out that video, go ahead. I'm not going to rehash that for anybody. But man, brother came in, my nephew came in. You know, my other brother's about to come in for Christmas, so I'm just basically gonna enjoy a few days here. I mean, I'm at work. I'm at work tomorrow and at work the next day. But I luckily, by some stretch of the imagination, by some miracle, I got Christmas off because I had to work Thanksgiving. So I'm really excited for having Christmas off just to kick with my family. And then after that, man, we getting these projects in full gear for the new year. We've already burst some of these projects, and we got some more to come. So I think this is the next the year that we actually like, because we've been working. Then we was like in a deficit a little bit. Now we're equal. Now I think this is the year that we start taking like the big steps. So I'm excited, man, because we've all kind of been doing different things. We've been working on other things. As I always apologize, this last year I was going through my emo phase, so we didn't get as much accomplished as I'd like to. But I really think that this is going to be the year that we start doing some real shit, like on a big level, because at the end of the day, we have to. We really don't. We don't have a choice.
Well, it's like I say, next year's a big year for both sides of the pond. You've got the well-known so-called Trump returns to office party after the Americans get the disillusionment or illusionment of having something to do with democracy. And over here, we'll have a general election sometime next year where we get to pick the flavour of the government. Because whoever you vote for, like Innes said, the government always gets in. And it's true on both sides. The only difference is, of course, in America, they've got something called the Constitution, which is difficult to get rid of. We don't have such a thing. We just want one because they've got one. So why can't we have one? Mellows, what are you going to be doing over the weekend? Same as normal?
Exactly the same thing I did last year.
Sleep.
Yeah. There's things I can say, and there's things I can't say, and there's things I won't say.
Well, there's things that you can't say on this platform, but you can do on our other platform over on Rumble. And sometime on the 25th. I'm not sure what time it'll be. It might be in the early doors. For me, anyway. Not for you. I might do a Rumble show and show the alternative side to Christmas, because I don't do all of the Christmas caroling and all the rest of it. You know.
Oh, I do.
Christmas carol is no better not to come anywhere near me.
Every year I go Christmas caroling.
Okay. and how often do you see? Is that when you see Carol? No wonder they call him Santa Claus. He only comes once a year.
It took me a second to get that. Like, what the hell is this guy talking about? Waiting for the punchline. Like, okay, he goes Chris Carly every year. I'm like, okay.
Okay. And where's my bitches, man? I mean, my pictures, man.
Big shout out to Brandon Mitchell for his birthday today, man. Everyone go subscribe.
Hey, happy birthday, Brandon.
So
jump up, man.
And for his birthday, it's his birthday today. And his boss denied him.
Brandon, jump up, man. Come on.
His boss denied vacation day on his birthday. That's terrible, man. Happy birthday, man. We love you, Brandon. You're a good dude, man. I really appreciate you. That's so funny, yo. I've gone every year. I go Christmas caroling. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Sorry, I think you were the only one who possibly didn't get that punchline straight away. It's all about the timing.
It took me really long on that one. I'm not the most clever guy, but that one took me especially long.
You don't say. League has it straight from the horse's mouth. The truth at last. Fake Mike, real news, admits he's not the sharpest tool in the box. Only on the Grim Reaper Network. But hey, we've lost his connection again.
He's probably gone.
Good evening, Vanished. How are you? Season's greetings and all that crap.
Merry Christmas, everybody in the chat, by the way. Hello, everyone. Hello, Vanished. Hello. Who we got? I don't know much of you, but hello anyway.
It's me typing away. It's easy just to say hi, hello, but you know, I've had a long day, folks. I was up at 1:30 this morning, and I'm still waiting to get some sleep. I've been putting it off, and I was thinking, do you know what? I think I need to do this live. Brandon, belated birthday wishes, so to speak. Dropped a link. Brandon, we don't do things like that. Allegedly. Go on then, just for you. For Brandon only. There you go, mate. So, yeah, I think Brandon wants to come up and say hello. Yeah, we do. Sometimes we do have a fantastic panel. Other times we don't. Cheers, Brandon. You can turn your camera off if you want.
What's up?
How are you doing?
Not bad. Just
sorry to hear about your result.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, mate.
Thank you, man. 37.
Oh,
37?
Mm-hmm.
37, yeah?
Yep.
Those
now,
are the days.
Ladies and gentlemen, if I had realised it was his 37th birthday, right?
You want to let him on?
You don't look a day over 98, but hey ho.
98. I still get carded for alcohol.
No, wait. Oh, wait.
98% proof that is, by the way, folks. So, Brandon, what did you do for your birthday? Anything special?
My mom showed up.
Good.
Out of the blue.
Ah.
Haven't seen her in like a year and a half.
Something you weren't expecting, obviously.
Yeah.
Well, hope it all worked out for you.
Oh yeah, it'll be fine.
So it's your birthday a few days before the 25th, and it's Steve Weed Chronicles' birthday on Monday, folks.
On the 25th.
He loses out because he only gets one present a year. It's all through his life he was told it's a big present. It's for Christmas and your birthday, allegedly.
I used to get like half a bike on my birthday and the other half on Christmas.
Well, that would allow him a chance to get to go and nick the other wheel.
And I wasn't allowed to ride it till Christmas.
Well, you couldn't.
Well, you couldn't, unless it was a unicycle. But still, AGM says your presence is the air you breathe. Oh, for the
I
last
wonder
100
how long
odd
it will
years
be
or
before
whatever it
people
is
start
I've been.
getting chocolate covered ants for Christmas and things like that. I mean, when's that going to start happening? I mean, we know it's coming, right?
What, when you get chocolate ants?
Yeah, chocolate ants and crickets and all kinds of weird stuff that Klaus Schwab wants to feed us. I mean, when will that start happening? You know, when will that start hitting in the supermarket? You know, you're walking down a supermarket aisle, and then you got your bread and your biscuits, and then you got your chocolate coated fucking sugar, like ants and shit. I mean, when's that gonna happen?
When the American Survivor series starts doing sweets, stroke candy.
Because there are shops actually right now in the UK. I think there's one in Scotland where you can buy all kinds of weird stuff, like donuts with icing covered with sugary ants covered on top of it. It's weird place, weird.
Well, you're fitting well then.
Yeah, imagine getting that for a Christmas present. Here, son, thought I'd try these out.
Well, I must admit, okay, that I do find that one thing I do like about Christmas food is you get lots of pigs in blankets.
Yeah, well,
You got to keep the little bastards warm.
you want to see pigs in blankets? Watch Bear's video he fucking dropped earlier.
Ah,
Bear dropped a video earlier.
yeah,
Bear's,
BBA did. I've not watched it, but I always find it to be pigs in blankets is, of course, an English tradition, allegedly. It could be other traditions where you get a pork sausage wrapped in a piece of bacon. That's the reason why they call pigs in blankets. War will come by the first. First of what? There's no proteins at all in insects. If the chocolate ones, then I disagree.
in the future, you will eat the bugs and you will like it and you will be happy because you will own nothing because they will own everything and they will be very happy and you will have to like it. Otherwise, you will be punished and sent to the gulags.
I make pigs in a blanket, but I put what we call a biscuit around it.
Okay. What's a biscuit?
Not a cookie.
Okay. Well, actually, I've got an apology to make. This evening's show, I had all sorts of things planned, and none of which has happened, which is a good thing because they're probably finished by now. Mellows is on a different planet, as always. Don't ever start talking about Bill Gates. It'll bore you to death. Brandon, well, he's American. Nothing else can be said about that.
Right?
It's not his fault, folks. Nice guy, though.
Thank you.
At least he stays here longer than fake Mike. I think I upset him. And if that's the case, I can only not apologise. As you can see, the little festive thing going on with the Grim Reaper. It's snow. We're still looking for it. So,
yeah, it's global warming, climate change. No, they changed it to climate change, didn't they? It was global warming, and then they changed it to climate change.
Yeah, because no one believes that there's such a thing called global warming. Well, I don't think there is anyway.
And then
All
they
we've got
admitted
around here is high winds. It's ridiculous.
And then they admitted to spraying shit in the air, and they called it geoengineering. Right? Bill Gates, here you go. Who wanted to talk about that bitch? He wants to blot out the sun, right? Because these powerful UV radiation solar storms that are coming, they're going to hit us, and they're going to cause all kinds of havoc on our satellites and our electrical grid systems. So what we need to do, he reckons, is spray shit in the air, right, and just blot out the sun, right? Just block it out. Just like in Terminator, where they blocked out the suns to stop the AI from harnessing the sun's power, so it could, and then it forced the AI to use humans as batteries, right?
Hang on, you just described the whole plot of
Terminator.
No, Highlander 2.
Highlander 2.
Honestly, go watch it.
They're all the same film anyway, just different versions of it.
That's the one that go around chopping each other's heads off.
It's the better version.
Eddie Gagnon, hello. Nice to see you. Thank you for dropping in. What's going on with Fartas Trump? He's old. I don't know whether we got any Trump supporters in here or whether we got any Biden supporters.
Bin Laden supporters probably sounds better.
You're
more likely to find Bin Laden supporters.
Well, all I can say is for the next 4 years after the presidential election, you're still going to be fucked.
Yep.
Yeah, you know what? That's a joke, man. I mean, I've been watching this thing unfold. How they want to. I can't remember what state it was that literally ruled that he shouldn't stand as the next primary.
So that's interesting. Sorry to interrupt you there, but AGM has confirmed that the Highlander films are connected to Trump and his family. Yeah. There's originally a family of Trumps. Now there's only one.
They did go and buy the whole one. He literally walked over to Scotland and he just bought the place, right? He says, "Yeah, I'll have that." And then they even some university over there just gave him an honorary degree, right? Just because he's got loads of money. They just said, "Yeah, here's a degree," right? And all the people that studied in that university were like pissed, really pissed. They went and fucking tore up their degrees and burnt them. They said in protest, "You give this fucker an honorary degree and he can't even fucking spell his name, and you're gonna." And you expect this degree that we've just literally invested all these thousands of pounds and tons of time to learn and study, and they're worthless. You just hand them out. You just, he's got loads of money, give him a degree. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Man. Eddie Gagnon's going to go out and build his dome.
Do you remember the golf course that he built in Scotland?
Well, he attempted to.
He still got it, man.
I still got it. He got the planning permission eventually, did he?
Of course he has, man. He's still got that place, man. He owns Scotland, man. He bought the place.
But why? Why?
He likes golf, bro.
He bought the shit, but
he likes golf.
What's he? Is he a lord then?
A what?
A lord.
A lord.
Not a lord, a lord.
The lord he's definitely got something. He's bought it, man. He's definitely bought something.
Not all of it, because you can still buy a piece of ground.
Yeah, he's got the titles and everything, man.
Oh well.
You even met the Queen. I think he was the first person to snub the Queen. You remember how he treated her when where she was walking behind him and shit. You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
He came over and he met her.
And then told her to walk 10 feet behind her.
Hey, I gotta go. I've got unexpected company.
Okay,
No,
no worries, mate. You
have a
have a
good day.
good time, and I'll probably catch you over the next few days anyway. But all the
All right,
best for
man.
today, mate.
Peace out.
And
Merry Christmas.
Take care, Brendan. Merry
yeah,
Christmas.
Happy New Year, pal.
Happy
You'll
New
get
Year.
better.
Hey, I have to. I don't have to work New Year.
Oh, lucky you.
Scotland is not the only one selling the land, right? There's sellouts everywhere. There's people selling shit that they don't own, right? People are getting ripped off left, right, and center. And the rich are just buying up everything, right? And you, while everybody's all concerned with the problems in their own countries, you've got these beautiful places across Europe, right? Islands, uh, beautiful, luxurious spots for nice little multi-billion-dollar mansions and things where that's what they intend to do. They burn down the whole place, then they come in and then they just buy up everything dirt cheap and just it's like the Hawaiian Islands all over again. This is what they're doing, man. They're just moving everybody away, carving up these areas, buying them up. I mean, Jeff Bezos wants to buy Cyprus, for fuck's sakes. That's how much bullshit. Yeah.
Well, I suppose he can do so. I'll let you into a little secret. I almost bought a patch of land. I won an experience day. And out of all the experience days, it's sort of all there. The only thing I could think of any use was to become a lord by the title, a Scottish lord. And then I was going to change my name and have lord in front of it because I would have been entitled to have that. Peter Pope, if you're still around, I hope you enjoy your satanic Christmas party. If you join us on Rumble, you will do anyway, because we'll be having one.
It's a bit of an oxymoron, isn't it? A satanic Christmas party. I mean, it's kind of weird. Imagine that. Imagine satanic people having a. I mean, they must do, innit? I mean, most satanic people, I imagine, are discreet about it, and then they'd be pretending to be, Christian loving, having Christmas parties and doing gifts, and then they go off and do their own little fucking blood sacrifices. That'd be weird as fuck, man. Weird as fuck. People
Eddie,
are weird, aren't they? That's
Eddie,
weird
I think. Sorry, mate. I think Eddie's right here. I mean, I think it's great, isn't it? It's like the UK government, the American government say we're going to open our borders. I mean, close our borders because it's not safe anymore.
So we have to make it, open them until we're not safe, right?
Yeah. I think I'll go over to Ireland and see if I can claim asylum.
To Ireland?
Yeah.
You know how cheap it is to fly to Ireland, man? It's cheaper to fly to fucking Ireland than it is to get a ticket to London.
Now, is that Southern Ireland or Northern Ireland?
No, Southern Ireland. You can go
Southern Ireland.
Yeah, you can fly over to Ireland, right? Cheaper. It's like £17 return. You can't even get a ticket to London for that, on a train. Never mind a flight. A flight, yeah. I thought it was like climate change, right? We didn't want to fly everywhere. What happened to that?
COVID ended.
I mean, I reckon it will cost. You consume a lot more fuel in an airplane flying to Ireland than you would on a train to London. I mean, where's the extra expense we're talking about? I mean, I suppose you've got the shareholders. They got to make their bonuses.
Of course.
But why? I mean, that's weird. It's weird. I just don't understand it. How can you fly to Ireland cheaper than getting a train ticket to London?
Yeah. Well, you fly from the John Lennon Airport, because it's not called Liverpool anymore.
What happens when they get rid of the airports? Because they will. They're planning on closing airports down, right? I mean, if you look at their WEF agenda, they're going to close down all the airports, right? And the only people that could be able to fly will be them, right? Because they're exempt because they can fly anywhere, but you can't. You're not allowed to go 5 minutes out of your fucking 15-minute city. Yes. You need permission.
I wouldn't worry about it. It's not going to happen. It's not going to make a blind bit of difference to people like you and me. Next year, it's the only time I'll probably ever fly. I think when I go over to the States via Iceland, which again is starting to erupt. That's not the Icelandic government, by the way. That's the volcanoes. But they're always doing that, apparently.
Remember, right? They were the only people that had the balls to jail the bankers. You remember that?
We didn't jail the bankers.
Iceland did.
Oh, Iceland.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I think they were the only country one of the only countries that did.
Okay. Southern Ireland. They're all great people all over. Yeah, it's because they stay in their own borders.
There's good people everywhere, man. And there's also bad people everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't believe it, but you got 50-50 chance of getting this one right. Who's the worst, me or Mellows?
Oh, mate, that's an easy one.
You lose. I would like to say that we're about we're as bad as each other, but I've done a couple of more posts on the Grim Reaper Network.org regarding a couple of things. Head over there. You'll see all of the information relating to Four Corner, Fists in the Air, and of course For the Record. And I've also done a couple of other new posts in the last day or so. So please head over there, have a gander. Don't forget our email address if you've got any issues you would like us to highlight that you're fighting in your little corner of the world, wherever that may be, which is newsdesk at Grim Reaper Radio. That starts again. Newsdesk at Grim Reaper Network.org. It's because I've got the other website going as well still, which needs a little bit of an update, I suppose.
That was a hint over here to me. I felt that.
You felt what?
That subtle hint.
Subtle hint. What sort?
Website needs an update. All right.
We've got quite a few little projects for next year, including, all things being equal, our own social network. It'll be a bit like all the standard ones, Twitter or X or whatever it's called, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all rolled into one, with one difference. You're not going to be silenced. You'll be able to say what you want, upload things without fear of someone turning around and, we'll have to have a check on that. Because just in case there's some hurty words that you might upset somebody about with, we're not really into, what's the word I'm thinking? Putting terms of service in the way. Yeah. Depends on which you say first, Grim. Mellows or Grim.
AJM is absolutely correct. They do have the technology to make volcanoes erupt at a push of a button. That is absolutely
Allegedly.
They do. You don't believe me? That's fine. But I'm telling you, guys, these guys are James Bond level villains. They got all the gadgets and all the toys. Did you guys know, right, that Mr. Mark Zuckerberg has spent more than $250 billion, right, on a secret, not so secret, underground bunker, right, apocalypse bunker in Hawaii, right? He's literally cornered off the whole place. He's got this whole underground 5,000 square meters of self-sufficient underground fucking apocalypse type fucking nuclear proof bunker, right? £250 billion this motherfucker's paid, right? More plus, right? This is how serious.
Just because he could. He wanted.
It's a bit of a trend at the moment. All the millionaires and billionaires are all building these apocalypse bunkers because they all think, you know, the nukes are going to go off, so they're going to be all right, Jack. They've even doing films about it. There's one film out, Leave the World Behind. There's another one that's coming out soon in the new year called Civil War. And all this rhetoric about civil war, they're preparing us there for what's to come. These people are sick beyond measure. You don't understand the depravity and the levels that these people will
yeah, but Mellows, just think though. They put all this money underground, right? They build they burrow underneath like the hobbits that they are, right? And someone drops a nuclear bomb, or two, or three, or whatever, right? And they're going to have to live under there with all of their servants, right?
Mm.
For generations and generations to come, because it's going to take at least 10 generations, I would have thought, before the Earth can even be walked upon.
No,
so do you really think someone's going to actually...
They're only going to go down there while everyone's getting wiped out. When everything's clear, they're going to come out and you know, inherit the whole fucking world. That's the plan, right? You know, get rid of everybody.
Yeah, you've got
down to half a billion. You know, you got to kill 9 billion people to do that. Do you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, but it's the question that I've got in relation to that is you've got to have a world to rule afterwards.
They'll have a 500 million people that they can bully around with their technology.
Yeah, well, no, well, all right. Let me rephrase this, okay?
And they'll have all the robots and AIs that they want to do all the other things. You know what I mean? So, you know, and if they need any more, they can just whip some up in a fucking test tube, right?
Okay, so what I'm trying to get at is that don't forget the nuclear fallout will last 25 plus years.
Hmm. These guys are prepared for 100 years underground.
Yeah, exactly. Generations after generations.
Yeah.
That's what I said right at the beginning.
That's what I'm saying. The new generation of people won't be any of us. It will be from the test tubes that they grow from under in their secret bunkers. You know, they're going to grow these people out there. You know, and they're going to train them and educate them and program them. You know, because you know, how do I know this? Because they made movies and told us what they're going to do.
Oh yeah. Don't forget, it's all been done before or seen before. You know, you mentioned James Bond technology, etc.
Those James Bond villains are real. The only problem is we've got no James Bond. You know,
no
Batman. We've got no one to save us.
No.
You're the Batman. You, the person listening to this right now, you are the Batman in this story.
Yeah, you are the Marvel characters, the DC characters. Don't forget the suits they will wear. Well, yeah, you're right. Actually, they'll all be orange. But yeah, that's it. Yeah, you have a real shadow. Or since the Cold War happened with AI. Well, it goes on and on. Hey up, the boomerang's back.
There he is.
Ladies and gentlemen, Fame Mike, real news.
Sorry about that. I had to get myself settled here at work. I got got the vegan chicken sandwiches in the toaster oven. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm ready to rock.
Vegan chicken.
Yeah. It tastes
It's not meat.
It tastes just like chicken, only doesn't contain the genetically modified, tortured souls of hormone-induced animals that have been tortured right before they die in their souls.
Ladies and gentlemen, that picture is from Meat Eater.
I would be able to hear you, but it's just Mello's dying slowly of.
Let me mute up while I die.
Yeah. I don't know how many times you have to ask him to die quietly.
I know. That's the point, right? If you're gonna die, do it quietly. Don't be bitching and moaning about it. Shit.
Yeah, I mean, jeez. Anyway, I think that we gave a damn. I've got loads of notifications coming through telling me that things like I'm live.
I did have a weird refresh of my thing too. I don't know what's going on.
I think you might be live right now, Grim. Maybe.
Allegedly. Well, according to Google, I am. Yeah, I'll get a notification an hour after, near enough an hour after I started.
Amazing.
Cheers, Google.
That's technology for you. Yeah.
Well, there we go.
So
Yankee Lee Kyle is 39 subs away from 1K subs. So if you haven't gone over to his channel, all right, click on the name and go across and sub. Let's see if we can get you to well, at least one more subscriber. You never know. Some people may not be subscribed to you, and all of our all people from past and present are coming in. Hello, Bumble BT. How are you? Long time no see. I would say season's greetings, but you know I wouldn't mean it. But it's nice of you to come in. Fake Mike's done a runner to answer the doorbell.
No, you were just boring the hell out of me, and I was like, let me pretend to open the door. Boring.
So you got that little button next to you that gives us that sound effect.
Yeah, I thought I was muted when that sound effect. I think that sound effect actually was also Mello's doorbell, which is why he muted up.
yeah, sorry, it was my doorbell.
Ah, fair enough. And Eddie Gagnon is 159 away from 2K. You know, what is this, eh? I've got more subs than you. Say, if I was bothered about subs.
Not to brag, but I'm 2 years away from puberty, so take that.
That explains a lot, folks. You see that beard, ladies and gentlemen? It's not real.
Fake beard, real news. I've actually taken this beard from I've taken little body hairs, like a serial killer, from all of the politicians and cops that I've owned, and I've amalgamated this epic beard from all random body hairs off of them.
Okay, and it's what's his name? Biden's, you know, because didn't you once have an interview with him, or well, you asked him some questions on a couple of occasions?
I definitely didn't have a sit-down interview with him. That would have been awesome.
You had a shouting match.
everybody in the world would have known. No, I went to about, I think 4 or 5 times I've confronted Joe Biden. There's at least 2 videos still up. There's some that I have in my hard drive, but I asked him questions. I was asking him questions at first, but I've confronted Joe Biden a few times on his bullshit, to the point where he was like, oh, this guy again. He put his head on this thing. Yeah, man, Joe Biden's a real piece of trash. But then again, so is Donald Trump and pretty much every other American president we've ever had.
Absolutely. I don't know what we started here, Eddie. I don't mind people advertising. If you want people to go to and sub to channels, that's fine. If we can get a few people, a couple of more subscribers, even better. Even if it's 1 or 2. So yeah, Bumblebee is 78 away from 200, which puts her on 122. My maths is wrong. And Eddie is, or is it 16? Not sure which. Taking the Michael. Never mind. Okay. So really, the whole idea of this is just to have a bit of a laugh, which we've done. I'm not planning on staying live for too long, as I say. I wanted to get this in before I fell asleep, because I am really tired at the moment, being up since 1:30 this morning. It's just one of those things. Sometimes I can sleep, sometimes I can't. And at the moment, I'm stroking a pussy cat. Sorry, jumped up onto my knee. She hates being stroked normally. Bloody typical female. Can't make her mind up. Anyway, yeah, tonight is really, it's about letting you know that we haven't forgotten you at this time of year. We do realise that subs are for all year round and not just for Christmas. And we just want to say thank you to everybody for all your support in the last 12 months, etc. Oh, God. I'm about to finish and look who turns up. The bad penny. Hello, Bear. Bear.
What's up, man?
Oh, you are talking to us.
We know you. What's going on? Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man. What's going on, homies?
What's up, player?
I watched your live. I missed your live, but I watched it back, Will. Interesting live. I like interesting lives.
Yeah, man. I've been watching your stuff too. People was talking about. Matter of fact, you ever heard of CFR TV?
No.
He's from the UK. As a matter of fact, I interviewed him recently, and he messaged me yesterday. Let me tell you what he said, bro. He said, let's see, where is this message at? Everyone go check out CFR TV out in the UK. He's like, what do you say?
Big up, Eddie, man. See ya. Merry Christmas, bro. Merry Christmas.
Basically said some shit. I can't find the text right now. He must have texted me on some other platform. But he was basically like, "Yo, you see what Bear's fucking doing out in Birmingham, yo? That's crazy, man. He's doing. He's." I was like, "Yeah, that's my boy. Fucking, he's handling biz out there." So yeah, man, your work is having influence, man. People that I don't even know if you knew them. They was like, "Yo, did you hear what Bear's doing out in Birmingham?" I was like, "Yeah, buddy, I've been watching every video."
Well,
Your legend rises.
it looks as though he does a lot of rally coverage. Looking at his channel.
He's interesting because he interviews doctors, porn stars, literally like MMA fighters. He's also one of us in his mindset as far as awareness of the elite and their ideas. And so he took in the United States, the CFR is short for the Council on Foreign Relations, which is the sister organization to a previous organization that was created in the UK, which is called the Royal Institute for International Affairs. And this is a foreign policy think tank, same as it is with the Council on Foreign Relations. And if you take a look, I can't really speak as well to the Royal Institute of International Affairs because I haven't done my homework as well because I'm more of a U.S.-centric person. Unfortunately, that's just the way us Americans are. If it doesn't happen outside of an Arby's, we don't know what's going on. However, the Council on Foreign Relations are besides like the Bilderberg Group, the power behind the throne in the United States, as I would imagine that the Royal Institute of International Affairs is out in the UK. And so he took the CFR and he flipped it, kind of like what Nick was doing with PSYOP, only it sounds a little cooler and less bad.
Okie dokie. Again, not one that I've come across. I put the link, what I have found in the chat, the link. So anybody wants to go over and have a look, please do so. I'm all for supporting everybody. I don't care whether you're a Biden supporter, a Trump supporter, a fake Mike Real News supporter, and a push, even a BBA supporter. But at the end of the day, you're entitled to support whoever you want. So, Bear, what are you up to this wonderful weekend? Allegedly playing the role of Santa Claus? Silence says it all.
Yeah, I'll be.
Shit, I'm on mute. Sorry, I didn't realise I'm mute. I'm talking away. Fucking hell. Thinking. What did I just say?
I don't know.
I'm just enjoying the build up to Christmas with the kids, man.
And how's your relationship with your local council? On hold?
Listen. As I said to you earlier, they even stopped World War One, as you fucking quite rightly corrected me, to have a game of football at Christmas. So I am going to put the camera down for the not foreseeable, but the next few days, and then yes, proceedings will resume. The war will carry on. The ceasefire will be over, and it is back to being at war with Birmingham Council and now Walsall Police as well.
Oh, right, okay.
In fact, I've literally just been speaking by message to AB, getting some advice off him because he messaged me saying he's just seen my video. So he was interested in what the order was, etc., etc.
And you're still waiting to find out, though.
Yeah,
Bear, I'm curious. What are you sporting now? I mean, how many frames per second are you shooting?
Not enough, clearly. Not a fucking enough.
Like 65, 70 frames per second. I mean, if you keep shooting them like that, you know, like
It's gonna run out.
just 30 minutes. Imagine how many shots you'd be firing at them. You know.
Pew, pew, pew.
I was going to invite you guys all on my channel after this, and that offer has been rescinded. And by the war and whatever the hell Mel was talking about, we're talking about shooting love bullets at people.
No, we talk about shooting frames per second.
Frames per second, man. Yeah,
frames per second.
Get with the program.
Come on, Will. We weren't on about anything other than frames per second.
As always, there's a long.
I mean, that's what we can do, right? I mean,
Okay,
literally, that's all we can do. We can just shoot frames per second. That's literally it.
Hang on a second.
There are
somewhere between here and the other side of the pond, right, and to the other side of the US where Will is based, right, over in what's that shithole called? Massachusetts. Right. It got lost in transition. Considering he has the right to the Second Amendment, we only have the right to shoot them with our video cameras.
I don't think the Second Amendment gives them the right to just shoot law enforcement. You know, I'm just saying, like, I don't think it covers that.
It's literally open to. I mean, if you was the whole point of the Second Amendment was to protect the citizens' rights against an illegal, unjust force of law, right? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong there, Fake Mike. What was the Second Amendment created for? To protect
exactly.
the flag,
As a matter of fact, most people don't know that. Like,
it was literally created to protect the First Amendment, right? I mean, who would you protect?
So basically, what to bear? So that to bear arms was to bear arms to use them on your own government if need be, right?
Well, if it was an illegal, unjust government who was
I
held
would
bent
say this
on.
day and age, you're going to need a few jets on your side, a few tanks. You know what I mean?
These guys have got
Guns ain't going to be enough
nukes,
to take down your government, unfortunately.
bro. No, these guys have got nukes, man. You got no chance, bro.
You know what I mean?
You got drones and satellites and nukes and shit and submarines and you got what? You know, a potato shooter, a camera. That's all you got. A camera. That's all you
They
got.
got vanished, man. Merry Christmas, mate. If you're still with Tim as well, to Tim as well, Merry Christmas. I'll
just
say
finished.
Merry Christmas because you're not going to get one from Grim. So I'm here to spread loads of Christmas cheer. Ho, ho, ho. Merry fucking Christmas.
And a happy new year to everybody. Sorry about that, Bear. You were talking about Christmas too much. Four corner fist in the air. Welcome. The actual man of the hour. He's working but listening. Hope you liked the video that I put out earlier, supporting yourself and For the Record. If For the Record wants to get hold of me, it's dead easy. Just ask him to go to this, even tonight's live, and he'll find the email address there. It's in the description. And just let him know that I'm actually on his side, not working against him. Just in case there's any miscommunication. Wait, Mike is there. I'm sorry, he's eating. I'm sorry, I thought he was picking his nose then for a second. The way it looked, you know. UK Transparency. Hello. It would be a repeat of the Philadelphia firebombs, but on a larger scale, trying to use violence against the government.
Yeah, you seen that? I wasn't aware of that until UK brought it to my attention, and I was looking at that.
What, that?
Philadelphia bombings. They fucking blew up a whole fucking neighborhood for the sake of a few individuals, man. I don't ever think your fucking government care about you, man.
Bro, just all you got to do is look what they're doing right now in Gaza, right? I mean,
Well, of course. I mean, that's just that's just on
they
a bit.
bombed everybody
bigger
from the
scale.
north to the south, and now they're bombing the shit out of the people in the south. I mean, it's like you couldn't get any worse than that.
You know what it is? It's the way Israel still have their stance of that, like, until they rid of Hamas, then they're not going to stop. But
they're punishing the people.
One, that's never going to work. Like, to be honest, is it? That's never going to work. Like, and two, you can't kill an ideology. You can't really kill that shit. If it exists, it exists. You only need one person to still believe in that to carry on fucking influencing others. Do you know what I mean?
Can I just say that at this time of year, when we think of the baby Jesus, we think of the storybook, and he only had 3 wise men. You've got 4. So I would say that you lot are all better than Jesus himself, because you got 4 of us. Or is that wise old farts? Maybe I misread that.
Indiscriminate fucking bombing, man.
There's a meme that Futoy sent to me earlier I quite liked. It says that those who love peace must learn to organize as effectively as those who love war.
That's what I've been saying, man. That's what I've been saying for the longest time, bro. I'm saying, hey, the Bilderberg Group, the World Economic Forum, the CIA, they meet all the time to plan out your future, and they don't like you. And they've admitted that they've changed the future to their suiting, which negatively affects us. So why don't we get there peacefully and talk about peace? Weird idea, I know. Novel concept.
Absolutely. And translation in English, we're fucked.
What's worrying is when we live in a world where there's no longer humanity. No longer any humanity in this world, man. There can't be. You can let that happen to a group of individuals for the sake of a few individuals again, then, like, sorry, but
The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. It's true that.
No, the needs
They
of the
tried to
WEF.
justify it the other day. I heard someone justify it like it was okay. Like America went into Afghanistan and they're like miles away from each other. Gaza's like next door. Bollocks, man. It's bollocks. That's a bullshit fucking.
The needs of the WEF outweigh the many.
Because I'd have told that person who said that, well, I didn't agree with the Afghani war either. You know what I mean? I didn't agree with that either. So that's a shit excuse. Saying it like I don't agree with it.
Yeah, but I don't agree with the war on drugs because I've never known one drug to be blown up. You think about
Dave,
it. And then
EPA, do our government give a shit about us? That's like asking, does a bear shit in the woods?
Well, do you?
If I'm in the woods, yeah.
Well, there's no
I'm not
bears
gonna lie.
anymore. They actually
I
shit
drop
in
my
the
kegs down to my ankles, I squat over, and I take a big steamy shit in the woods. That's how we
Ladies
roll.
and gentlemen, and all of the clippers out there, clip that one.
Well, we finally got the answer.
I wish I could tell it's not a true story, but it's happened.
This live turned into an exposed bear. Well, Bear Britain exposed.
No. Bear Britain
in the woods.
No, Bear Britain shits in the woods, which solves an age-old philosophical question. He doesn't ask other people to shit in his mouth. There's a big difference.
Oh, pissing in his chips again.
Yeah, Bear Britain pisses in people's chips, and
now, enough now.
I'm going to make some memes.
You said you weren't going to go there.
I had to make
some ideas for memes.
It's a joke.
Hey, golden showers are not jokes. It's wet. I'll get him one day and he'll choke live. Bev, you're not talking. You haven't got verbal diarrhea, have you? He's done it again, folks. He's muted.
Fucking hell, I have done it again. I'm on mute and I'm talking away. Again, stupid question. Does a bear shit in the woods? Do I have verbal diarrhea? On many of occasions. Occasions. Pretty much 99.9% of the time is verbal diarrhea.
And do Mexicans
so look out for that.
Mustaches?
0.1% people. It's there somewhere.
Bear even shits on YouTube.
We've got a government.
You gotta go, right?
Actually, no, I disagree. We don't have a government full of wise men.
There was a saying up north when I lived up there, and it was shy bairns get nout. Shy bairns get nout. So no good being shy, because you'll never get fuck all.
Well, you're not shy, you just get threatened.
The government we have, they're not even human.
Get violated.
And can I say that there's no truth that Bear is going to be entering in the gymnastics? Sorry, in the next marathon at the Olympics. He won't even get off the starting block to shape he's in.
To be honest, I was thinking about running to be like one of the local MPs in Birmingham.
We're running in which direction? Or I should say, walking quickly. Stand an independent.
Yeah.
His ass.
And stand on the platform that litter fines are unduly unfair.
Running the platform is we cannot do anything until we balance the budget.
Well, what Birmingham's got no chance of.
How is the over here in the United States, the defund the police is somewhat popular, not nearly as my rally cry, which is abolish the police, the federal government, in all forms of.
See, you know, this is where people think that I'm like that, and I would say that so you don't think that we need a police force?
Absolutely not.
No.
Here's the reasons why.
We don't need a government.
Absolutely not. No.
So I'll ask you these two questions quick, and then I'll obviously shut up. One, if we didn't have a police force, do you not think there'd be anarchy on our streets? And two, how the hell would the average person govern themselves? Like
Yeah.
with no government there, and how would that work?
I could
Those
answer
are-
those two questions, but I'll wait my turn.
Those are great questions. So first of all, police cause more harm than they prevent, right? They do more bad than they do good. So here in the United States, at least, um, police are tasked with doing three major things: one, upholding the Constitution; two, being polite and courteous; and three, solving crimes. So there are their trifecta of things that they have to do. When it comes to upholding the Constitution, just my channel alone has traveled the country showing that cops don't even know the First Amendment. So they don't know the Constitution. We all know that. Any auditor knows that. Number two is supposed to be polite and courteous. Well, if you've ever watched an audit, you'd know the overwhelming majority of police officers are not, in fact, polite and courteous. And the third thing they're responsible for is solving crimes. According to a recent study of police's own data here in the United States, for decades, I believe it was maybe 50 years of police data. Correct me if I'm wrong, but police only solve not 50%, not 40%, not 20%, not 10%, not 5%, 2% of major crimes. So what would happen if there was no government is, one, police aren't solving any crimes anyways. Police can't stop anybody from coming in my house. If somebody came in here right now, I'm in a secure location, but if someone was to come here right now, break through somehow, and then rape and shoot me to death, or let's say I had a little breath alive, all I could do is, call 911, and then the police would show up, and they would have a 98% of not solving the crime. However, if we lived under voluntarism, what I would be able to do is, instead of the billions and billions and billions of tax dollars that we're taxed as Americans here annually on the police, we could then, one, have our Second Amendment to defend ourselves, so we wouldn't have to call anybody and wait. And then two, for the people that did not want to exercise their Second Amendment, they could hire private security with all the excess tax money that they spend wastefully on the police, who just instead just sexually assault minors. They could pay for a private security guard to travel with them and sit in their parking lot, and that's an actual true form of protection, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think it sounds all great and well, and I'd be all for that, but I don't think in practice it would work.
Well, right now, the number one malefactor in society is government. The number one killer of all people is government. So my idea is to live in a world where all human interactions are voluntary. It's based on consent. Now, when you live in a world under voluntarism, it's no guarantee that people won't rape, murder, or kill. But when you live under government, it is a guarantee that people will rape, murder, and kill. Having a government only amplifies the negative aspects of human character, if you'd say. So, for example, Hitler would only have just been a failed art loser who I could have pushed over, but instead he had access to government, and people like Grimm, people like Buddha, people like Gandhi, people like Jesus Christ don't gravitate toward positions of power. Narcissists, psychopaths, and sociopaths do. So Hitler's gravitating towards that power in the first place. So in under voluntarism, Hitler, he would have said, "Hey, I'm going to kill all the Jews." I would have knocked his ass out. But now he gets the Luftwaffe, he's got the Panzer Division, he's got all this other stuff. So a government is the number one murderer of all people. You can look it up; it's democide, and this does not even include wars. Government is the number one killer of all people. So that is the number one problem, in my opinion, is government. And we can live in a voluntary society.
Freedom is dangerous. Freedom is not free. Freedom is always taken and never given. And
I'm saying, look at the crime that's on the streets today in Britain, Mellows. Yeah, and I'm not saying that. Wow, the police are out there fucking catching loads of criminals and fucking bringing that crime right down. However, you telling me you took the police away and stuff there, that just wouldn't instantly rise? Because I believe it would. I believe it would, man.
Well,
I
that's
think
why I'm saying you have to have your private security enforced, because when police do nothing wrong, when police do something wrong, when they assault a kid, when they shoot somebody, they just move on and go to
Private
another.
security. I've seen the way they work as well and
Well, no,
operate.
it's different though, because those private security are contracted by the government. So right now, if you have a problem with the police, well, you're fucked because they got quality immunity. Hey, and then you go tell the police, hey, police, I have a problem with you, and then the police investigate themselves and say, hey, you're an idiot. But what happens is, right now, let's take any other business, right? Let's your favorite taco place, right? If the government ran all tacos, and you were like, hey, this taco shit, they'd be like, well, fuck off because you can't get tacos anywhere else. Meanwhile, if you have private security, you'll have a whole bunch of private security, and you can see who the top rated ones are on Google and who the worst ones are. And as a matter of fact, here in the United States, because of the extraordinarily large amount of cases that police don't solve, the majority of cases here in the United States are solved by family members and or working with private investigators who take the information because the police don't solve it, and the private investigators do all the work. They put it into a civil case, and then once the civil case has been adjudicated, then the police take it and do it. So literally most of the murders and missing people cases in the United States are solved by private investigators already. Already.
Hang on, sir. Private investigators and or private security firms don't have any legal stature. Secondly, to me, you're substituting one problem with an even worse problem.
no one should have that legal stature over another. As simple as that.
Yeah.
When you give that, when you create a god, how do you then try to control it? You can't give somebody omnipotence over everyone and then try to control it. It just doesn't work. You can't make someone a superpower.
Can
and then
someone explain to Ryan what the topic is, please? Should we have a police force and should we have a government in control of us?
Absolutely not, especially this one.
See, like I said, I disagree. I definitely think that the police needs a completely reformatted, but
That's just like literally, you got to look at it a different way. Like police, the government, they're the number one cancer on this planet. They're the number one killer of human beings, and that doesn't include war. So it's like, oh, maybe.
See, actually, Will, do you know what? Like, I guess it's not much to go by because they're shit. But a lot of the statistics and that, like, for you, will be completely different here with our police. Like, in fact, we're actually apparently meant to have one of the best police forces in the world. How
Okay,
we
well,
do, I don't know,
so
but apparently
the
we
best
do.
police forces in the world, there's still massive stabbings. There's still massive rapes going on. I'm going to look up right now the percentage. I'm going to actually have to pause real quick because I'm at work and the cleaners are vacuuming. So I'll be back.
All right. Well, yeah, it's like comparing apples and oranges or pears and bananas with American stats and UK stats. I disagree.
Well, they both hold bearing, don't they? But I'm just saying, like,
yeah. But I think you do need a police force. But I think you need a police force that solves crimes and isn't used.
I got something for you guys.
Well,
The Independent here.
Just a minute. For lose my train of thought because I do this when occasionally. I think you need a police force which is accountable. The problem is that we don't have a police force that's accountable. We don't have a government that are accountable. What you do have is a government that has a group of stormtroopers who are at their beck and call.
How could you ever have an accountable police force or government? Hypothetically speaking, what would that look like?
That I couldn't tell you because
it can't happen.
You got to work out what police are for. Are police there to protect property or are they there to protect life?
We tried that one for over 100 years and it failed miserably. Look where we are at now.
Ryan's confused about the topic that we're discussing. Yeah, it's well, it is. It's a bit like looking at the difference between a digital clock and analog clock. But they both tell time. It's just that one's clearer than the other in this case. But
Clock's broken, man. And it doesn't
Yeah.
even get the time right twice a day, right? Even a broken clock gets the time right twice a day, but they get
if
it
it's
wrong
stopped,
all the time.
Yeah.
Deliberately, it seems, by design.
Okay, so in short, Ryan, the way I would put this is that the government rule the police, right? When the government wants something enforcing, they send the police force out to enforce it. When the people want something enforcing, such as to solve crime, it doesn't happen. The reason being, the police are corrupt. They're corrupt by their employers being the government.
They're corrupt by their very nature. It's inherently in an immoral position. It's a position that is based on force. So if you don't do what we tell you, men with guns will come and put you in a cage. That's something that's inherently immoral. That position in
But
general.
we don't have men with guns in the
Well-
same way as you do. We have men. We have men and women with batons
We got guns, we got
and tasers.
we got tanks, we got
The
airplanes.
guns will come out,
everything.
though. The guns will come out. If you resist the baton, the guns will come out. The guns will come out. At the end of the day, regardless of what force it is, it's a government. It's inherently violent, is what it is. If I believe if your ideas are so good, everyone should just would be willing. Hey, that's a good idea. Maybe I'll start doing that. Maybe I'll start brushing my teeth. Maybe I'll start drinking clean water, whatever it is. There's no way you can have a moral system. There's no way you can have a moral outcome on something that's based on inherent immorality. And you can never have a government that is not corrupt, because there's no way to hold any government accountable. And just looking at the stats in the UK, according to 2023 statistics, 11% of crimes are solved in the UK. Only 11%. Do you guys think it's much better out there? And it is.
Well, they actually had to create those crimes to solve them, right?
And keep in mind, the majority of these convictions, too, are probably things that shouldn't be illegal in the first place, like possessing a plant, right? Or possessing something for self-defense. So, I mean, when you really get to the numbers, it's probably worse than that. They're just out there like thugs on the street stealing money from everybody. And meanwhile, it would be one thing if we had a system that was that was somewhat fair. But if Bear Britton audits threw a cigarette on the ground, well, he's going to have to pay 150 pounds. And then if you didn't have the money right there, it's going to be 300 pounds. Meanwhile, the king and queen, they can hang around with Jimmy Savile and Jeffrey and Ghislaine and they can do everything they want. And they can forget throwing a cigarette on the ground. I mean, they're throwing countries on the ground. They took it and they threw it on the ground. Happy birthday to the ground.
Yep. No, I understand where you're coming from. Like, as I say, I mean, I can see. The thing is that we shouldn't just obey. As while you obey, you means that you are part of the problem, because you're not thinking for yourself, and that's something which I try to think. I try to think how I would react in certain situations. I mean, I agree with the Second Amendment, and I think we should have it over here. I think we should have the right to bear arms, and the reason being is that way.
It's not exactly the right to bear arms. It's the right to defend yourself.
It's the right to form a militia.
The right to defend yourself should be the most basic human right that we should all have and possess. The right to defend your free speech, the right to defend yourself should be one of the most basic human rights, in my opinion. One up there with the right to breathe and the right to see anything you'd be able to see. The right to defend yourself, right?
Yeah, but you can do that without in a non-violent way, according to some people.
Really?
I said according to some people.
Yeah. Yeah, go and try that.
No, seriously, folks. What I'm trying to get at is, I think The idea of the Second Amendment was to ensure that no government overrid the First Amendment in the United States. That was the idea of the Second Amendment, to form a militia against any tyrannical, thank you, government.
Exactly.
That's the idea of the Second Amendment, to enforce the First Amendment. Now, we don't have that. We don't have anything like that. We don't even have the right to free speech, for crying out loud, in the UK. We need to take that.
You guys can't even have knives. You can barely have knives over there.
You can't have knives. You're talking
You
about.
can't have knives because there's too many
You
idiots
walk
who go
down
around
the
stabbing
road with
people.
a bread knife, right, or a kitchen knife, or even just a dining knife, right? It's very likely that you could get arrested and you could face serious jail time.
Are you serious with the butter knife?
With a butter knife,
Yeah.
of course.
What would
Be
happen?
sharpened.
What would happen if I put like vegan mayonnaise all over my mouth and I looked like I had mad cow disease, and I took like a plastic one from KFC and I was like, just
They
walking
would,
around.
they would,
A plastic
send-
one.
yeah, they would probably pin you down to the ground, tase you, handcuff you, throw you in the back of the van, and cart you off somewhere.
No way, bro. That can't be true, bro. Oh my god.
I've seen it done. I've seen it with my own eyes. I've seen them do shit you wouldn't believe.
I
Things
don't
that
want to
they're
hear
not- they can't
anybody.
do. Oh, they're not allowed to do this. They're not. You watch. These people do whatever they want and get away with it.
I'm not under any illusion that I'm free here in the United States. I really hope nobody in the UK is under the illusion that they're free whatsoever, because
No, they're actually under the illusion that they're not only free, that they have this beautiful monarch system, this constitutional monarch that protects and preserves their freedoms, right? This is the beauty about this country. It's all fucking, they're all hypnotized in this
Right.
this cult.
Ryan's made a comment here. Isn't it easier who wants to get shot or tased? I don't think anybody wants to be shot or tased. I don't think anybody wants to be arrested for standing up for their rights. I've been standing up for my rights for the last 50 years, and this is the difference between me and some of the people who come in here and people who I've dealt with. I've got a lot of experience in standing up for my own rights. I can't stand up for your rights. Only you can stand up for your rights. I can't give you any rights. You've got to take those rights. At the moment, I do things that are lawful, and not necessarily. That doesn't mean to say that it's legal, because the word I use is lawful, not legal. I'm not going to go out and shoot someone because I don't believe that is lawful.
It's illegal.
Well, no, it's not lawful.
Well, it's not, is it?
To go out and steal for someone is not lawful. To go out and protest against something is lawful, but the state want to make it illegal. Take care. Thank you for dropping in. No doubt we'll see you this time next week, just before we go into 2024. Lost lady in, and everybody else. Ryan, I think it's fantastic. So the questions which you're posing, by the way, first time in here that I can remember your name coming in, but yeah, we go off tangent a lot, and sometimes we all start off on a topic, for argument's sake, topic C, and before you know it, we are talking about topic F. What is lawful? That word lawful, gross. Well, there's a difference between lawful and legal. Legal is legalese, whereas lawful is basically what I would say is a human right. You have the right not to be kidnapped. You have the right not to be taken from your family. You have the right not to be abused. You have the right not to be shot. I mean, okay, I've just described what the police do occasionally to us, but because they don't respect our rights, you know. But lawful is something which is sort of along the lines of what Fake Mike was saying earlier on. It's, if you like, it's morale, the morality of the situation. And, you know, I don't care whether you're a Christian, whether you're an atheist or whoever you are, you know, it is unlawful to kill someone, to take something from somebody else.
Lawful decisions are decisions made by courts and judges, right? Whereas legalese are referred to normally as the codes of, you know, like statutes and the acts and what is brought in by, you know, Parliament and the House of Lords.
Yeah, I just broke it down to something.
You can have. I mean, we're supposed to have these separations of powers for a reason, because they're supposed to be the checks and balance, right? Where, you know, a police officer, for example, he arrests the person and then he puts it up the chain of command up to his, and finally gets to the prosecution, who decides. Now that prosecution, he's supposed to be the checks and balance. He's supposed to make sure that police did it right and they were supposed to do it right, and decide whether he's going to go forward with the trial, right? But we don't have that separation of power there, right? We have this complicity.
You're describing what's legal.
This is legal, yeah.
To whether it's legal.
No, it doesn't become lawful until it goes through a court system and the judges decide and give a ruling. That's lawful.
Yes, but what I'm saying is, so the way I see it being lawful, but boils down to a case of morality. My morals won't allow me to kill someone without just cause. Right? Now, that just cause could be taking back my rights if it ever came to it, right? Or defending myself.
Well, even if you, to me, hypothetically, even if you was to do something like this, right? Your rights and your battle would only just begin, because you would then have to go through a court system and then have to argue your right to do what you did, and they would obviously, and then it wouldn't, the legalese would come into it, and they would spout their laws and their reasons to want to indict you, and then it then be
you are talking about the current system.
The jury to decide your guilt, and then from the jury it would be the judge would determine your sentencing and what he would how he's going to sentence you.
I respectfully disagree. We do not have the right to free speech within Great Britain.
No free speech. That's freedom of expression.
You have the right to freedom of expression, providing nobody disagrees with what's on your T-shirt.
For example, in America, you could shout in the street, "Go fuck yourself, you fucking wanker," whatever, and it's free speech, right? In the UK, it's a public order. We don't have free speech. We have the right to freedom of expression. So, for example, if you was out in public and you was creating some content and you was acting out your role in your skit, in your comedy skit or whatever it was, and you did in fact shout out, whatever, that would be protected under free speech or freedom of expression, because you have the right to create that content. You may need, if you're using it for commercial purposes, you may need to get a permit for filming in public. But if you're doing it just for private, personal use or whatever, then you would not need any permit to do that. And you would be well within your right to shout out whatever it was, as long as it was within your movie project that you was creating. You know, even if you did get arrested with it, it wouldn't go very far, in my opinion.
I'll give you an example. If you're talking to a police officer, want of a better expression, over here, and you started swearing at them, then they turned around and said somebody could have heard you,
Yes.
Right?
Whether there
You
was
would be-
someone there or
you would
not,
be
they could
done-
be within earshot. That's
Yeah.
it.
Therefore, you would be a public order. Over in the States, what they have to, the police have to accept it, but now they are starting to use similar tactics to what our police are using. They're trying
Oh,
to
they've been
make
using
it.
similar tactics for years in America, but because of their First Amendment, they normally all the charges normally get dropped. But what they do is they punish you. They drag you through a court system. They make you pay thousands of dollars in attorney fees and lawyer fees and fines, and then they offer you an easy way out. Just pay $100-$200 fine, accept your guilt and walk away, or pay thousands of pounds and years, probably years, to fight your case. And maybe you lose, maybe you win. And if you win, you might be able to make a claim and then spend thousands more dollars to make a claim and attorney's fees. It's just, they build this whole game of poker and you can't afford to sit down and play.
The sad, hard truth is, not a single human being on this planet has any rights. None of us. None of us have any rights. And some people will say, "Well, you only have the rights that you enforce." Well, I go out and try to enforce my First Amendment. But even if I have the Second Amendment to back me up, that doesn't mean cops won't arrest me. And I'm a nonviolent person. And some people say, "Well, you have to enforce it." Well, then you can't enforce it, because then if you get violent back, then you end up in a cage and you're dead. So there's literally not one person on this planet that has any freedoms whatsoever.
There you go. There's a question for you, Fake Mike.
Well, every jurisdiction is different. So in every state, every city, it might be different. It really all depends, and it really depends where you go. I've only seen it enforced a few times. I've seen it enforced in real life in Washington D.C. one time, but that's only because I just audited some people and I was continuing to audit. But then some cops caught my friends and they took them down for a ticket. They're idiots. And then and then like in Las Vegas, but that's rarely it. But you can't even walk. You can't even walk. There's nothing. Nobody is free in this world. Nobody.
Panhandling, for instance, has been ruled in the Supreme Court that it's basically it's a right. You have the right to do it, and yet
it falls under the First Amendment.
Yeah, it is.
And the whole thing, a lot of people don't realize. This is a common thing, and this is one of the major flaws with the United States is in 1803 there's a very famous court case called Marbury versus Madison.
Yeah.
And in that court case, the judicial branch, the Supreme Court, took upon the power of judicial review, what's called judicial review, which means the Supreme Court since 1803 has been a determinant of and deems something either constitutional or unconstitutional. However, this is a power they just took. There's no granting of this power whatsoever in the U.S. Constitution. And before 1803, it wasn't a thing. But ever since 1803, people always say, "Well, Supreme Court or court rulings." I don't give a fuck what a court rules. A court can rule whatever we want. It's not valid. And people don't realize that. I mean, we just take it for granted that it is valid. It's not valid. They have no authority to do any of determining what is constitutional or not, and that's obviously a really big problem, because the document is written black and white. It's very easy to understand. It's a very short document. Shall not be infringed. It's very easy to understand. So why would we need 12 unelected, white, old, corporately sponsored lobbyist puppets? Racist puppets up there to determine what anybody can read? It's ridiculous. And the Supreme, and then the pardon.
He'll be back.
Yeah.
If you were to answer the question, let's say if you were to shout "Happy Christmas" in the street to some people, if they were non-Christian, they could be offended. So, as such, you could technically be public order offence.
That's protected. that's a protected word. You're not shouting profanities or vulgar or tumultuous words in any nature. You're not inciting anything. If somebody is upset, then maybe might fall under the new Snowflake Act. But other than that, there is absolutely nothing anyone can. And actually, that would be an interesting video. Somebody wearing a sign, "Happy Christmas," like a Jeff Gray style, and see what kind of reactions people give them for trying to spread cheer and goodwill.
I think John Lennon actually said it perfectly. Merry Christmas, the war is over.
Yeah,
We're still waiting for the war to be over.
I'll be waiting on that day. The war on terror is only on its 20th.
The war is just beginning. For you guys, if you don't pay any attention, the Yemeni has just started, gotten involved, and obviously they're leading into a war with Iraq. The House, the Senate, they all passed a bill. I think it was House Resolution 559. You guys can go and Google it and check it out. It literally paves the way with a war with Iran. So this is what we're looking forward to in a Happy New Year, right? Sorry to burst your Merry Christmas bubble over there, guys. But
no, that's what I'm saying. Merry Christmas, the war is over. It's not. The war's only about to start. And don't forget, war is fought in the name of religion first, then politics. Has never been fought in the name of mankind. But anyway, I'm going to say this to everybody in the chat, everybody who watches this on the reruns, because there's a lot of people who do watch these shows of ours on the reruns. Whether you do or you don't celebrate this season of being jolly for no reason, whether you do or you don't, I hope you stay safe. I would hope that some of these so-called conflicts, wars, etc., end as quickly as possible, because the collateral damage is mounting. And I would also say that even though I don't agree necessarily with everything that Fake Mike says, I wish him all the best, because I know he's got his family around and he's got things to do. So you have a peaceful few days. I will be live again for definite on Monday during the day. I won't be doing a network show Monday evening unless I'm really bored. Saying that, I'll probably end up going on. I won't be watching King Charles III's speech at 3:00. That's one thing's for definite. I don't listen to that garbage, but I would say that everybody should enjoy this time of year to the best of their ability. For me, Monday is just the same as it is every week, start of the week. That's it. Doesn't mean anything else to me. I might even get some work done on a website or something, And there might be a few people going live. But please, cautionary tale. At this time of year, same as any other day, think of a couple of things. Veterans that have been shite on by the government after serving, they served their countries. And for all the people who are homeless, who deserve a roof over their heads and they can't get one because the government won't provide it, regardless of which government you're under, by the way. And I hope everybody has a peaceful and restful time. And on that note, that's the last I'm going to say on the subject. I'm going to ask Fake Mike there, any last words? We've got about 10 minutes to kill. So you're first.
Yeah. I'll start with UK Transparency, shout out to UK Transparency's comment there. The wording of the law isn't if an individual feels harassed, alarmed, and distressed, it's, quote, if a person of normal stature would be. I would love to see how the government determines what their definition and determinant of what is going to be hilarious. Obviously, they don't have a definition of that, um, which is ridiculous because all
What person? Stature.
person of normal stature. So what does that even mean? If a person of normal stature, is that height? Or is that socioeconomic stature? Like, what does that even mean, bro? Like, it doesn't even mean anything. I would like to thank Grim for all the hard work he does behind the scenes and in front of the scenes. Um, I appreciate him having me up as always. I look forward to working with Grim and Mellows in the upcoming year, and then even before that. Um, I'm probably gonna go live too in about an hour to myself. It's gonna be like a fun stream. But yeah, I just like everybody to make sure you check out all the links in the description. Show Grim some support. Share the videos. He does a lot of hard work behind the scenes, and of course, he's always coming to you with new videos. So definitely support Grim, man. And all it takes for evil men and women to triumph is for good men and women to do nothing. So it's incumbent upon us, good men and women, or you, good women, men and women, and me, to try to do something here. And one of the best ways you can do it is free. It doesn't cost you anything, and it's very fast. Share the videos, share the videos, share the videos. And I hope you guys all have a great holiday season, whatever you celebrate or don't celebrate. If you hopefully, regardless, you get the day off of work and you're able to have a fun day.
Mellows.
Yep. The same as just what they said. I'll make it short. Merry Christmas, everybody. Hope you all have a great time. Enjoy your families, enjoy each other, and yeah, we'll see you in the new year, I hope.
Yeah, one final thought. Christmas is all but one day, but every day is a struggle. And I just want to say thanks to everybody who's come in. I really do appreciate it. I tell a lot of people to go home. I tell people exactly what I think, and I always will do, so long as it's lawful or within the terms of service of the platform that I'm on.
I'll just say,
just as important.
It is important. What I'd like to add to that is just spend time with your family, guys. There's nothing more important than your family right now. So spend some time with your families. Enjoy your time together as much as you can, and
spare a thought for those who can't be, for one reason or another. They're not able to be with their families, whether that be due to working, whether that due to serving and being posted somewhere stupid. So all you got is a video call, and even for children who are estranged from their families because they're in care, etc. You know what? My thoughts will be with young and old alike who are on their own, which is the reason why I do the alternative Christmas show on the 25th. This year it will be over on the Rumble channel, folks. Thank you very much. We're just short of 2 hours. I'm going to go and get some much needed sleep. And then I'll be back at it in the early hours of the morning. So thanks for joining. Stay safe and be kind to each other. And much respect to everybody. Take care now. Bye.
Bye.